How are you? Are you having a good day? Good day, bad day, medium day? Let me know. Are we ready to craft? I am. I'm excited because it's my Scrappy craft. I love Scrappy. Hey everyone. So in case you didn't catch last night's way too lengthy craft time video, because I super got into it, I went and made these 6 panel pieces that I'll be using for my Scrappy cards. Super cool. And just doing a bit of thinking right now. So what Scrappy cards is literally take, I got a few left over here, scraps of designer series paper, cut it to 1/2 inch, and then just put them all in a random sequence onto a cut card base kind of thing. And then this will go onto a full card base. So I did the painful step of make these last night, so they're good to go. Now they're all the same colors. So I got Night and Navy. I've got, to substitute a pink, I've got Flirty Flamingo. But I'm going to add another color. I kind of want this blank color to kind of go with it. And then I want a yellow, but I'm going to substitute for a brighter yellow. And there we go. So let's have at it. So really the next step is figuring out the die cut pieces onto watercolor paper. Now the dies I have here somewhere, plus I got some white scraps. So this paper pumpkin kit, Time for Cake, I'm getting closer to the end of this kit, which is fun for me. So the add-on dies, once I have things stop sticking to me, yay, are these. Now I used these last night and the night before. I will show you what last night's version is. Just really pretty and cute. I love that kind of colors-ish going on. But I'm thinking of making less pink and more yellowy. I don't know. So the dies here, we've got Hooray, we've got the flower thing, we've got the leaf. Definitely the leaf. I'm just trying to, yeah, we'll do the flower too. So the flower, I tend to die cut first and then color after. Versus the leaves, I do ahead of time because it's just an easy, straight over in blue. So yes, my hand is healing. I was at the doctor's today. Made some progress with the doctor stuff. And yeah, so let's see if any of these scraps will do any of the pieces that we need before we continue on. Okay, that one will do. Suddenly I got the sniffies. Sniffies. Anyway, but that's 2. That will do. So yeah, interesting day today. Was at the doctor's office, as I've referenced. And I don't know about your doctor, but mine tends to be, even if you have an appointment, it's that one I can kind of get a partial of. It takes a long time with my doctor office because I think they were short staffed and it was just chaos. So that will do. And so my appointment was at one time. I was there in the waiting room 2 hours. It's like, oh my god, seriously. So this one we can get 1, maybe 2. I don't know, we'll see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We can at least get 4, so let's just do the 4, and then, or at least 2. Well, no, we'll do the, I'm scattered. We'll do the 4, then we'll regroup. Anyway, so the story I'm trying to get to, because I'm all distracted here, is, yeah, doctor's office. I was there 2 hours to get my hands looked at. So far, good. It's just, yeah, time consuming. So then, I gotta go back next week. I've got a time booked. I gotta confirm it with the daytime place. I've placed a phone call to the boss man. He has yet to call me back. Anyway, so but the fun part of today was, first of all, you're probably thinking 2 hours sitting in the waiting room, boring. Yes, it is. But then a guy walked in, and I'm like, I know him. So I ended up chatting with him for most of the time. Because he was supposed to be like an hour after us, and he's realizing, how long have you been sitting here? I'm like, I know. And we're both like, how long is this going to take? Because he's like, oh crap. Anyway, so this guy, I'm not going to say his name because I really like this guy. I haven't seen him in years. The story is, I worked with him at my first office job. It was so good to see. We worked really well together. Different departments kind of thing, but we just had a really good working relationship, and it was nice to see him. I haven't seen him in years. He's a lot older than me, and it was nice to chat with him for a bit. I can kind of sense life isn't really great, and I didn't probe him. You know what? Like I didn't, on a personal level, we didn't get to know each other's families and stuff, but probably more so mine than his. But anyway, but no, it was good to see him, and it was like, and I think it cheered him up. It was like, hey, it made his wait more pleasant because we're both sitting there like, yeah, how's this gonna take today? So it was good, and it just made the day much better. It made things feel so much good to run into someone I used to know. And we talked a little bit about, hey, what was life back then? What's changed since then? Who's still kicking around? The place we worked at, technically, the business itself we both worked for is gone. But over time, someone else has taken over, and it's an entirely new company kind of thing. So a little bit of, hey, who's still there? I'm like, yeah, I've seen that guy. We've run into him a number of times when, my partner was working at this place. We run into this dude a lot. So it's a bit of a catch up, bit of a, hey, how are things? And yeah, just talk for a while. How's life? What am I up to? I talked a little bit about the arts and crafts, mentioned about the trailer, and the good takeaway that we all had was, you know what? As long as you're having fun, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, that makes all the difference in the world. Because, yeah, going to a job, whether you like your job or you don't like your job, that's entirely up to you. But that's fun and all. But everyone needs a passion. It needs something to keep themselves focused, and that's what this is, arts and crafts. And that's where I'm really enjoying this every day. I'm in the art room, even if it's for 15 minutes, making something. Because it keeps us alive, it keeps us healthy, keeps mentally things better. Because that's what we talked about. It's like, nowadays people need that mental happiness to be able to cope with other stuff going on. So it was a really good visit to see him today. Like, it wasn't even intended to be a visit, but it was like super awesome. So I can definitely get to that. So it was nice because I've always wondered the last couple of years. I've thought about him over time. It's like, I wonder what he's doing. When you really have a good connection with someone, and you start to kind of go through the, wonder what happened to them. Like, where are they these days? Like, are they okay? Are they fine? Just, yeah, like, I've wondered about this guy. So it was nice. It was really, really good to run to an old friend, and we had a good hug at the end. It's like I've missed him so much. When I was at that first job, just our friendship then really meant something, and now I'm gonna start tearing up because it was so good to see him today. Because I've wondered about him. I wondered if he's around, how he's doing. Like, I don't really have a way of contacting, and even today, it's like, we didn't really go there, because it's like, yeah, like, we both have our individual lives. It's like, we don't really have anything in common. Like, we're totally different age brackets here. Like, yeah. It was refreshing to run into an aspect of my past, and it was a good thing. And it's like, even though that place, yeah, there's some negative feelings, because we talked about, the job I had. I'm not gonna give too much details because, the trolls out there, they're gonna run with everything I say. But it was a place that, how do I explain it? When I worked there, it was near the end of them there. I was only there for a couple years, and so the history is, it was a repair service type business. The male owner, he had a successful business in Hamilton for decades, kind of thing. super successful, and he came from a really big family. I think he has like 11 or 12 siblings or something. So huge family he came from. So I got to meet some of his brothers over time and some of the nephews and that. So it's a big family. Anyway, so at one point, I think he retired from his main business. And then, as most people who retire, they get bored. They have to get into a new project. So he got into this version of the business I worked for. And I guess he was bored. He was going to trade shows and that. And he got this idea. And it's a good idea. It's just, they ran into some problems. Like, they were featured in news magazines about how great they were. Like I remember the one plaque on the wall, talking about, this, if this person was still around, they'd be proud of this facility type of thing. Like, type of famous name kind of thing. Like, it was a really cool place for what they did, but too many issues. Because I referenced hey, like, back when, so we were up and down some contracts, and there was one contract that we lost for a while, and then we got it back, and we got it back in the worst way. It was like I said today, it's like, I can't remember the number, it's been years, but it was a bad idea, bad business idea. When we got back this contract, like, we lost money so horribly. It was like, oh my god. So a little bit of reference to past, because I'm like, oh yeah, like, because we're talking about how the owners were. It was a husband and wife, and yeah, it was references about, I don't know how they survived, because it was like they always in the office fought all the time, yelling, screaming at each other. And as he referenced, it's like she was worse than everyone was fearful of him, but she was worse. Anyway, I'm like, yeah, I know. And the reference, like, yeah, I remember, like, it was always about, every day was numbers, numbers, numbers. It was always about how much money we make, how much money we lose. Every day, stats, like good and bad, to go after that mythology, but it was still like, oh my god, like, go, 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 go. So a little bit of sure about the past. I'm like, yeah, because I shared a little bit of, my insight from being in the office aspect, because he was, totally different job position there. Anyway, but yeah, that's, a little bit of the past. Oh god, I love memories. But like, even after, I said to my partner, I'm like, I'm so glad I saw him today. I haven't seen him in years. Last time I saw him, we were in Home Hardware, and he happened to be a store. I went chasing after him park. I'm like, hey, I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you? Like, and that's going back when we were doing the Toronto events. Oh my god, that would have been, holy crap, almost 10 years ago. Holy crap. Oh my god. Yeah, about 10 years ago. Holy crap. And when did I work at this place? Like, over 13 years ago? Wow. Gotta love memory lane, eh? Yeah. Oh, that just for me for a moment. Yeah, it's good to see him. It made my day. It really did. Not only the 2 hours sitting in the waiting room and running to a really old friend. Alright, so then I'm just going to grab a water painter and just make a watery mess here. I don't care if it looks like a mess. I just want a really neat blue look to it. Alright, who's chiming me now? Oh, okay. It's my friend. about their progress on the farm. I'm like, cool! Alright. I'm going to let her know I'm live. I'm live on video. Alright, I'll read it later. Alright, so I got one of these soaking wet, let it dry, and then let's get the other one going. Yeah, just super nothing fancy. I just want like a really cool look to it. Because I'll need more of these later, but I figure, hey, I've got the scrap pieces here. Let me clear that off my screen. That way the trolls aren't looking for, who am I talking to? Yeah, definitely not them. But it was awesome. Run to an old friend. Yeah. Oh, fudge. Like, it just made my day. Seriously made my day to go through that. Yeah, it was good. But it was kind of awkward, too. It's like, what do I talk about? It's like, I don't know. It's like, we didn't really have anything in common. Just back then, we just had a good working relationship. Anyway. But yeah, that was awesome. And like, what about the receptionist? Because she kind of knows me, and she says something to me. Oh, you got someone to talk to. It's like, yeah, we used to work together. We've known each other years ago. Like, yeah, it was really this. Because like initially when I saw him, he checked in, and I'm like, hey, stranger. And then some guy across the way from, I don't even know what the hell he said. He starts chiming in on it. And it's like, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. It's like, I don't know the other guy, but I know this one. Anyway, oh, that was awesome. Made my day. Alright, just cleaning my brush a little bit. It's looking better. You can see I like to do watercoloring. Yeah, that was like a Christmas wish list with my parents. I want more watercolor pencils. In general, it's like, obviously, get me the Stampin' Up! Ones. They're better. Okay, so those are set. So now I'm gonna put these off to the side. I'm gonna put those off to the side. Actually, I'm gonna keep it on the wet paper so I can move these. Because we'll... okay, last night's video was a cluster mess. I was on for way too long. I really got into the groove. I just super went there, and I was enjoying, and such a happy kitty. Okay, let's try and pick up this flower die again. I even cleaned up my desk a bit, because I had pieces everywhere. So what I want to know is, what's the size? I know it's kind of, I'm at the bottom of the screen here, but I'm kind of getting an idea of... So this is 2 3/4 by, I think, 2 3/4? 2 3/4? Sure. Let's just keep it even. That sounds right. I forget what I measured last night, but it was similar. I'm not going to go review it. So paper trimmer. And I need more of that watercolor paper, which I love. So I do need... Oh, chime. Yeah, so anyway. Alright, so then what's the size of this? 3-inch, that will work. So 2 3/4, because I need a total of 6 of these buggers. So that's 2. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah. It's like I said, I'm on a video, and chime, but that's okay. It's nice to get love from your supporters. For those who actually support you. Got a little bit of water on the table. Water. Alright, so then what size is this? 6, 7-inch. Okay, now we have an idea of what the heck is the size. So let's go 2 3/4 all the way through. Put that off to the side. And then 2 3/4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 4. And then let's just cut another piece. I don't even know what size this is anymore for the main white, but that's okay. For the watercolor white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. 6er. There we go. Yeah, no, today was awesome. It just really tickled me in a good way. Yeah, it's just nice. Anyway. So I was putting the white paper, the little white scraps into my little scrappy bin. Got a little bit of blue from last night. So then next, I can die cut these and make 6 flowers. So we'll do all that. We'll at least do that step now. Sure thing. Now, I cleaned up the art room a tiny bit. You guys can't even see it, and that's okay. But I did move some stuff. So what happened was, in the room, I have a whole bunch of boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff. So what I did was, because I'm doing up a donation thing. So the box for that is like every day moving in the room every day. So I've now stacked everything a little better, but now I've got this. I'm used to like a low. I can put stuff down. Now I've got like this huge stack. So organizationally better, but still different. Anyway, but yeah, like just today just tickled me in a really good way. It was just, it really meant to me to see him. I don't know why. It just did something really nice. That guy. And because we were at one point, and it's like, because he had his back to like the door that goes into the doctor stuff. He's like, "Are people going in?" It's like, yes. At this point, we gotta be next, one of us. And I made a joke, but maybe he'll be in before we are. And then we got called, and then we go in, and it was like the quickest appointment ever for this. And I come back, and he's like, "You're out." I'm like, "Yeah, we're done." I just got booked the next appointment, and it was good to see him. So I talked with him for a few minutes longer, and it's like, yeah, like it was like the quickest thing ever. It's like, that's all I need. It was just a quick follow-up. Make sure, everything's good with my hand. Make sure I don't have to have graft, to repair the skin because it's my hand. And because I do arts and crafts as a business, that, yeah, I kind of need my hands here. So, because, yeah, we are worried about how bad I burn my hand. So far, good and done. But, yeah. So then, did my farewells. Good hug. Oh, it was so good to see him. Yeah, it really tickled me. I actually want to cry. Like, it helps. I don't know how to describe it. It gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling knowing that not everywhere I go is just doom and gloom from past places. That, yeah, because there's another place I worked at. I had some really good connections with people, and I'm overdue to see them. But yeah, it helps restore faith in knowing there are really good people out there. So, yeah. It was awesome. So yeah, just one at a time. Go, 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 go. Of course, I'm getting pieces stuck in there, and that's okay. But yeah, it made for a good day. Yeah, I'm just still reflecting. Hey, Evelyn. I got a story for you later. I don't know how much you've caught already. I had a really interesting day at the doctor today. Like, I almost want to cry in a happy way. Like, just crazy. Well. Alright, I'll recap the story again, because it's my video time. So I went to the doctor for my follow-up for this, and as most, I don't know about doctors in your country, but I know up here at least the one I go to, if my time is at this time, I don't get in on time. I'm stuck there. So I was literally in the waiting room 2 hours before I got in. I'm like, holy crap. Like, oh my god. Anyway, so I'm there. I'm chilling. Bit of time goes by. We're bored. And then this guy walks in. And I look up. And I'm like, I know him. And he checks in and that. And as soon as he turns, he looks at me. And I'm like, hey, stranger. And you know that moment that we haven't seen someone in a really long time? And then it clicks, and he sits down across from me, and we're chatting. And then meanwhile, someone else in the waiting room is like talking about the whole stranger thing. I don't know what they were saying though. I don't know what the hell that is. But anyway, so this guy, I used to work with him a long time ago. My first office job back in 2009. Yeah, 2009 to 2011 was the timeline. Used to work with this guy. Saw him a few times after, a little bit here and there, and we worked together in a way of I was office obviously, and he had a different type of role, but we would have communication back and forth on coordinating stuff and that. So, and he was someone that I miss this guy. I haven't seen him in years, probably about 10 years, as I've referenced earlier. And it was nice to see him, and we chatted for a while, and it made our, because he was supposed to be in an hour after me for the appointment, and we're both like, holy crap, how long is this going to take? Like, this is short staffed or something. And we just had a good chat about, hey, what we've been doing since we've seen each other last, and life, and, stuff. But it gave me this happy feeling because I've wondered about him. He's a lot older than me, and just how he's doing, because that first office job, he was my workplace friend. Like, just, I actually want to start crying. It was so good to see him today. Because I've wondered how he is. I wonder where he's been, if he's still around, like, if he's even alive. Because he is a lot older than me. So, that's the gist of the story. That's the short version. When I go walk the doodles, I'm going to do I haven't done my daily videos today, so I'll be doing that when I go walk the doodles. And that will be the topic for one of them is, running into an old workplace friend that haven't seen this guy in probably good 10 years, and it was just nice to reconnect for a bit, and yeah, kind of reminisce about some of the stuff in the past. Hey Jenny, how are you? I was just telling the story of an old friend I ran into today. I haven't seen him in like at least 10 years. I used to work with this guy back in my first office job, and it just the first job again. All right, I'll catch up on the comments. All right, so Jenny, yes, I'm doing good. How are you? Because I know the other Evelyn's question is going to take a lot longer. So the short version is I went to the doctor's today to get my hand checked at, and it's doing really well. So far, all is good and good. No concerns. But essentially, just stay on it with the medications, the wrapping, and all that. Keep the dogs away from it. Keep it clean. Keep it safe and all that, and good to go. All right. I'm just going to kind of sort of put that somewhere somewhat safe. And as for Evelyn, your question, that company he and I used to work at no longer exists, is the easy answer. Literally, because we talked a little bit about that. So it's like, who's running it now, kind of thing. So the company that he and I both worked for is long gone. Now in place of it is, so what happened? Well, I gave a bit of history already. So I'll go through it again because it's my video. So this company, I worked there for 2 years. It was a company that did repair work of a certain type. I'm not going to get into super details because my trolls love that info. And I did back office, front office. I kind of did all the office stuff. Plus, I was the assistant manager to the location. It was actually quite fun. And the owners, it was a husband and wife when I was there. And the husband was experienced in that field because he had a previous business in Hamilton that was successful for several decades. But then he had retired. I think whatever portion of his business he sold off to someone else in the family, and they took over. Because I think I met his brother at one point, one of the brothers anyway. So during his retirement, retirement people, when they're still young, they're bored. So what happens is he ended up starting a whole new business, and this was like about 10 years before I got to this company. Because even my friends they reference he worked there for 10 years. Holy crap! So pretty much he was one of the original staff members, really. So when I got there, it was in their days of things weren't good when I got to this company. they were growing, but they weren't, and they made some really bad business choices that, whoo, because I referenced that today, because I remember I said, hey, because we talked about the husband and wife we worked for, and that, the husband, the guy, he was someone that everybody was afraid of him. No one wanted to deal with him. It was like, afraid to talk to him. It's like, holy crap. And she was worse. You think she'd be better? No, she had, because the comment was, the way they fought in the office all the time, what do they do when they go home? I said, chances are, when they go home, they probably don't even sit there together, eat dinner together. Like, it was probably like a weird marriage that they had. It's probably a case of one of them's doing stuff for the kid, the other one's doing stuff for the other kid, and so they're busy, So, whatever. Anyway, the company went through some bad business choices because the industry changed a bit. It was an idea that would have succeeded, but they made some bad choices here and there. And at one point, I referenced the one big customer that we had, plus the connections to one of the local establishments that, without getting into it, it's one of these, customer had an item that needed repaired, then the item would get repaired by us, and then we turn it into where the item's going to get sold. How's that for lack of a explanation? So that place that would sell, buy the item, whatever, is no longer existing because we talked about it now. It's like that place has been there for decades. And I said it wasn't until like last year my dad mentioned about it, and I drove over there. I'm like, holy crap, that place is now empty. It was a major employer in this town that is now gone. So it was kind of interesting for a moment on, like I referenced like the newer version of business now. How are they managing? Did that impact them at all? No idea. Anyway, so the gist of the story was, when I got there, it was in their not so good days. And then from there, the company just kept going down, 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 down. And it just kept getting worse. We went through a facility move. That was interesting. I had my own office. That was cool. And then, I got laid off. And then eventually, the company went bankrupt. And then the interesting thing is, where the last address the company was located at, if I understand things right, someone else owned the building. And I've seen this guy over the years, actually. Somehow, for however, it's because he owned the building anyway, he acquires the business assets somehow. And he started to run the business himself. So the name changed slightly. Went from, this is the name, a different name, but similar company, similar style. So that's what it is now. So Evelyn, back to your question. Technically, no, I do not want to go work there. It was a job that I liked it, but I hated it. And I ain't going back to it. And the existing version, I don't know enough. I'm so out of that industry that my knowledge is out of date. I don't expect decent. Like, there's a couple times I've seen the newer owner and had chats with him and that too. And a nice guy. Like, I had no problem with him even back then. I remember I had no issues with him. Because in the building that we were in, it's a multi-unit building. There's 3 units total. We're on the one end. There was a thing in the middle. It was a different repair shop. And then it was a bar at the other end. So sometimes we'd all go to lunch at the bar kind of thing. Because he owned the bar. And the middle place was rented out to a company that I think they're no longer around either. Interesting. So, it's just nice to go down memory lane for a bit today. Talk with someone that I haven't seen in like 10 years. It was nice. Missed the guy. Oh yeah, we gotta do prizes about last week. I totally forgot. Okay, before I scroll brain in another topic, give me a moment. Who comments on last week's video? And now my sinuses are all congested. Hey. Da 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 da. Give me a moment. I gotta find last week's video. Because I'm doing daily videos, I really need to bookmark it better. Okay, found it. Okay, who commented? I know Evelyn commented last week. Okay, Evelyn, you were the only commenter from last week's video. You win a prize. So, let me make a note. Because I'll forget. Evelyn, August 22nd, winner. Time for cake. Okay. Time for cake. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reset my autocorrect on my phone because it's kind of some weird phrases some days. Anyway. So yeah, my doctor's office visit was 2 hours in the waiting room and then like the quickest in and out ever. And then went and said bye to my friend, gave him a good hug, and away we go. So a very heartwarming day. Like I almost started tearing up a few times on this video. So it just was really nice to see my old friend. Anyway. So. Oh yeah? Oh, that's awesome. Hey Evelyn, I just mailed you today. Actually, not a blank card. Because so our Stampin' Up! Team Challenge has a thing where send out 31 cards this month. Well, I'm a little behind. So today I kicked myself to, after the doctor's office, a quick run to the pharmacy. Sorry, just my sinuses are bugging me suddenly. That's awesome. I am looking to do up a new batch of donation cards. I don't know who I'm sending it to next because funds and mailing. But I'll have to look at that soon. Ooh, that's awesome that 2 puppies got adopted last week. Oh, that's so great. Aww. I love hearing about that. That way puppies can have a nice forever home and live a good life. Speaking of our puppies, they're doing really good. Buddy's under me. Ivy's hiding somewhere. Little ninja girl. Anyway, we had a good time at the dog park last night. Took to the dog park for a nice little run around, and they were just cute and running around and playing, and then they lay on the ground. Like, I got a couple pictures of them just laying in the ground together. It was so cute. Oh, they're adorable. Anyway, whew. Yeah, my sinuses are bugging me. And I have nothing over here to clean myself with. Anyway, so that's the highlight of my day was go see the doctor. And 2-hour waiting room. So I have a follow-up appointment next week. I need to get the half day off. I called my boss. He hasn't answered the phone yet. Typical. So I don't know how many times I gotta call until I'd be like, hey dude, I have another appointment. Oh, but still, like, it's still nice that puppies are getting a new home. The families must be excited that they got a nice little cutie to be with them. Like, there's something so fun about that. That whole get a new puppy. So yeah, we're at the dog park last night. Someone's like, you got 2 dogs at once? I'm like, not quite, but might as well be. But yeah, we have 2 youngins. Yeah, they are brother and sister. Yeah, I was telling my friend about the dogs. It's like, yeah, what have I been doing the last few years? Working part-time, whatever. But doing my online business, having fun at it, because we talked about the meaning of doing something you enjoy, having that passion, and you love what you do. And that's what makes the world a difference when it comes to me doing these videos now every night, because I'm having too much fun with this. Like last night's video was 1 hour and 20 minutes long because or hour and 10 or whatever, I really got into it. And that's the Scrappy cards prep. The Scrappy cards is my total favorite, and I just realized I had the caption today about talking about Scrappy cards. I mean, we haven't really got to it yet. We'll get to it. Yeah, I gotta love my sinuses suddenly. I want to cry. Anyway. So I know, touching myself. It's just, I have to do it. It's bugging me. But yeah, no, today just really tickled me in a good way. See my old friend. Yeah, I told him about the hand. It's like, yeah, I'll do this stupid. Burn my hand with hot water. But he went into genuine. He's like, no, like, please take care of yourself. It's like, oh. I can kind of sense that life for him hasn't been great. Because as we said, it's like, no one goes to the doctors for fun. It's like, obviously, we're all there for a reason, one or another. But I don't know what his reason is. Didn't ask. Not my business. But yeah, acknowledge that, yeah, I'm here for my hand. I'm not dying. I'm just here for my hand. Anyway. Yeah, I kind of sense maybe life for him. I believe he was married. I don't know if he still is or if his wife's still around. I didn't probe him. I totally let him be. But just talk more about the past. What I've been up to. But it was nice to hear from someone who is a much older age bracket. Totally acknowledge and agree with. You know, at the end of the day, it's about enjoying what you do in this world. And that just helped me today to hear it from someone who I respected. I, really liked this guy in the past. That meant something today. Versus the negativity I've been around, the bullying, the trolls, and all that stuff. It's like, why people get like that, I don't know. It's their loss, because there's much more important things out there to get into than, being a problem. So I'm just adding this crappy color from a knockoff brand, because Stampin' Up! Colors aren't always every color. Sometimes I just need another color, so that's what I'm rolling with this. Technically, there's markers and stuff, there's inks, but I just don't have it all. So I'll still be coloring a little while longer. Anyway, but yeah, like, I just, even after I left the doctor's, I was like, I can't believe I saw my friend. It's been years. I miss that guy. I miss him. But it's kind of sad, though. Here's another story. So, I'm trying to think how I want to tell it. So, like, probably before COVID, sure. Met a guy. Again, older generation, but not as old as today's guy. And just acquaintance because there's a place I was frequenting, because my partner was working there, and because this guy lived literally next door, and he just was really, really nice. I miss this guy. Now this one, he did pass away. He passed away probably in 2021. I might be wrong, or maybe it was earlier. I don't know. I can't remember. Because I remember the day my partner called me. Like, I went into work, and he called me, and he's like, this person's name, he passed away. I'm like, no way, come on. Like, what? Because it was the day after Remembrance Day when he passed. And I couldn't believe it. Because this guy just, and I think of him a lot. And he wasn't like a close friend or anything. It's just, sometimes there's certain people that they just give you this spark about life or something, or their kindness, and it hit me hard, because it's like, I can't believe he's gone. Like, and my dad knew him too, because of the association where this place was. So I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, like, he's gone. And he's like, come on, because he just saw him the day before on Remembrance Day, and they talked about Remembrance Day. And I'm like, no, I'm serious. Like, he's gone. And yeah, and this is a guy that, I don't know if anyone who followed me a few years ago, I did a drawing of him, actually. I never finished it, and actually, to be fair, unfortunately, I've misplaced it in the artwork because this room's a disaster. But this was the inspiration for that drawing, and I was actually drawing him. Maybe because I was doing the drawing, he's stuck in my mind. So every so often I think about him, and how he's recently in my mind again. So he passed away. Left behind his wife and son and daughter, but the daughter does not live in Ontario. But the wife and son, they finally left that house they were living in. They finally had to move on because they've been told a long time ago, like, get out. And And it was like, yeah, it's just kind of sad that their lives have changed because he passed away. Because he was the person, caregiver to the family and looking after everything and everything. And his car, it's gone now, but since he passed away up until a week ago, his car literally sat in this driveway all these years, never moved because no one drove it. Flat tire and everything, because he even had flat tire before. But it was just like, I was always drive by and see his car, and it just remembers like that's the guy that so kind, so nice. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I guess as some of us gets older, we get more sentimental about people and that. A little more sensitive, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, so it's been interesting. Oh, speaking of weird stuff. So my uncle made the news. My uncle who I don't really have much connection with him. That's a long story. It just say nothing in common. Anyway, he made the news actually. Oh my great. So it's a weird story because this is on my dad's side of the family. Because it was, oh hi Marlene, yay we got commenters tonight. How you doing? So my uncle on my dad's side, he made the news recently. What news outlets? I have no idea. The story is, I have it on my screen here because I've saved some information for my dad because he's curious about it. So the story is, back in 2005, a woman died on the side of a highway, and she was not identified until this year for DNA and technology and all that. And back then, she was always named Jane Doe, kind of thing. So the Knights of Columbus made a little memorial for her at the spot she died because it was a little rest stop off the highway. I know where this is actually. I didn't even know much about this until now. And some years ago, just before COVID, I guess, because it was 2019, my uncle stopped there for some reason. I don't know why. He sees this memorial and he took interest in it and he decided to start taking care of it. So once a month he'd go to this place. It's not too far from where he lives anyway. And take care of his memorial. He built up a better structure. He got flowers there. He's got this bench and all that. So he made the news a while back in February on he's the guy looking after this memorial for this unknown woman that passed away, that she was killed. And just that kindness. Anyway, so she has finally been identified recently. And of course, his name's back in the news for, yeah, he's the one that's been looking after her memorial. Just the kindness and hope, he'd always hoped that they'd find out who she is. And turns out she's not even from Ontario. She's from British Columbia. How she died, unknown. So, but it was a very interesting, so that made the news. It's like, oh, okay. Lovely. So now my parents are getting phone calls from random people asking questions. I'm like, great. So that makes things a little harder. Anyway. So. There. I'm all storied out there. So, I know I'm doing 6 of these. I only need 1, but I figure I'm already in the groove. I might as well get the 6 done. And Buddy's like, Mommy, you're taking too long. But yeah, I gotta get out with the kids soon. I got this card done. We're not getting there very well. But very soon. We'll at least have 1 card done out of the 6. Yeah, it's an interesting story. So yeah, I'm full of little stories like that. Anyway. But it's definitely been an interesting week for some of us. So I'm just going to give this a quick sharpen because that's getting really dulled down. And these are all watercolor pencils. In case you're wondering, like, what the heck am I doing here? I'll recap in a sec. And this keeps getting stuck in my hand. So these were done with the watercolor blue pencil, and then I put water on it to give it that really neat watery blue, like literally like water, like blue look, because I love that look. Because that's how I did with these cards to get these leaves, because I just think it kind of gives it a little bit of texture. Oh, my sizes are really bugging me. Whew. You guys can tell I love watercoloring because all the mess on the paper here. So I'm just going to get this one done. And I got to add a little bit more color. I'm just looking at what I'm doing. So this is taking way too long. Actually, I'm glad I did the prep last night for the 6 cards. And this is all inspired from the Time for Cake Paper Pumpkin Kit. These dies came out of the dies add-on, which is every celebration dies. Super, super pretty. That way you can kind of see them. And there's even a really nice hooray phrase. The leaf is here somewhere. Come on, there's the leaf. Really nice dies. Most Paper Pumpkin kits, I now get the dies add-on. Because what's nice is these dies coordinates with 3 months worth of kits. So super, super fun to work with. Alright, that's good. So I'm going to put the dies aside for the moment. So then, I'm not done. I'm going to grab some yellow and just edge up that with yellow. That flower. Gives the flower a little more to it. You can definitely tell I'm feeling better if I'm actually coloring with my hand, which is awesome. So pain is more or less nearly gone, but I still have definite burn stuff happening. Where my golf ball blister blue, it's all looking weird in there. I'm not going to show you. And I have another blister forming up, but it's not bad. It's small, it's manageable, it's right on here. So far good. Alright, so that's one. Now I gotta do all of them. I love stuff that takes a while, eh? And this is just a cheap yellow because the Stampin' Up! Yellow is a little darker, so I just want the lighter yellow. And I probably could have used the pastels, because I think some of the pastels I have the colors I want, but that's a different way of going at things. Okay, that's 2. Now 3. So is anybody looking forward to back to school? For me, none of doesn't apply because I have no children, and my puppies don't go to school, as far as I know. But fall is nice. Fall is always a nice time of the year. Some people love their pumpkin spice latte. I have no interest in that personally. One of these weeks I gotta pull out the Haunted Halloween kit. I haven't really done it yet because I really got into doing this paper pumpkin stuff lately. And the Haunted Home Decor kit, unfortunately, a lot of our good Halloween stuff is not available. What happened was it sold too well. So the Haunted Home Decor kit, they are not going to have stock until after Halloween. Sorry. So I have one here. I'm looking forward to getting into it. I'm also looking forward to doing up a sample of the pieces so I can try to make another version out of the house. So that's going to be fun. So unfortunately, that isn't going to make it for this Halloween. But because it did so well, they have announced to us demos that they are going to carry that kit into next year Halloween. So that way everyone can get a start on next year's Halloween. So because it just I knew it was gonna sell out the day it came out. Clickety click, get my order because I really really want it. I'm not big on Halloween. It's just this one was one that I'm like I gotta get it. So maybe next week I will feature that because now we're kind of getting into the fall. I said because it's summer. I didn't want to get into the summer with it yet. You know, it's summer. So that's an exciting kit. Alrighty. And then so next month's Paper Pumpkin is Fall Autumn Abundance, I believe it's called. It'll be exciting, as usual. So yeah, September is always fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving type kits. And then October and November are Christmas. So if you want your Paper Pumpkin Christmas kits, get on it. FYI, I do order one additional Paper Pumpkin kit each month. So if somebody really, really wants one, and if I still have it, you're welcome to have a chat with me. I just sold today a really old one I still had. The Gifts Galore Christmas treat box kit from a few years ago. And because it's so old and well discontinued, I've offered a good price for it. So yeah, because I'm not going to be crafting with it because I already made mine. So yeah, exciting stuff. And they make great gifts. If it's like, hey, even recently we celebrated a birthday for someone, and I gave her the Time for Cake Paper Pumpkin kit because I think her and the kids would really love it. So, because it had some great number stamps in it that even I really like. I'm like, woohoo! All right, there we go. The painstaking thing's over. Now, water painter. I'm just gonna wet it on my sponge. Oh my goodness, my son, this is. I'm really gonna need a paper towel tissue after. So I'm just wetting that yellowy. That way it kind of looks nice. So I'll do each one. Still kind of maintain that color look. You know when your sinuses are so congested you can feel it in your throat? It's like, oh my god. There, another one. Another one. Another one. And then the last one for the yellow. Now what I can do is I can clean my brush, but I don't really care. So then now just touch on that blue, because it helps make that blue look really, really cool. It's like, to me, I feel like it just ignites it a little better. So then move that aside and do all the blue. So a lot of prep work again for the 6 cards. If you stick around, I will show you the 6 Scrappy panels I made last night on video because I got super into it. Oh, I'm so congested right now. I do have a drink here. I'm gonna need it. Okay, that one. 3 more. Helped a little. Okay, that one. Another one. Okay, got that one. And then one more. Then we can actually get really close to someone this card. Oh my goodness, I'm over an hour tonight. Of course I am. It's so much fun. Like I said earlier when I was about talking with my old friend. it's about having passion and enjoying what you love. Okay. So I'm just going to clean that brush, squirt some water, clean, 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 clean. I just rub it on some paper. It gets most of the color out. Okay. So then next, we got to die cut these pieces. Okay. Lots of steps to make 6 cards, except we're only doing prep for some. So I'll put the dies away for the moment. I'm only going to keep 2 pieces out because I only want enough for 1 card. The rest will be another day, probably tomorrow. So let's bring in the mini. Plates are here somewhere. Because that's had a good amount of time to dry. So then take my die, put it on. Now this is going to be a really tight fit because it's a nice watercolor scrap. So then here we go. I'm just trying to speed it up here. So lift up. It's not bad. It got a little bit choppy, but that's okay. It's pretty good actually. Now I'm just going to get this lifted up. But doesn't that look nice with the watercoloring technique? It just makes that leaf look really, really cool. And then all these little pieces I'm keeping for doing shaker cards. So this is all scraps over time that I keep because my word of the year is resourceful. What the hell happened? I have no idea. Oh, Emily! Oh, it chimed! I didn't even know it freaking chimed! I'm like, what the hell is that sound? Aw, thanks, Evelyn. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is, these little teeny tiny pieces I keep so when I make shaker cards, I already have an abundance of scraps I can cut up for the shaker cards. That scared the crap out of me. I'm like, what the hell is chiming? Yeah, I gotta look into the Facebook aspect of how do I retrieve the stars. Thank you, Evelyn. Because I actually looked it up one day. I'm like, it did show up. I'm like, that's so cool. Anyway, so I got one. Now let's get the other leaf in. Because we're only doing 2 leaves. And even these pieces I keep because, again, I can use them for watercolor, not just watercolor, but I can use them for the shaker cards. Just trying to get that lifted up just enough. Da, 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 da. Okay, where's my baggie of scraps? So then I'm just gonna tear that, keep that. There we go. And then I gotta get all these little pieces now up because I'm keeping every little bit. But don't those 2 blue leaves look so cool? I love it. Again, that's where, hey, if you have cardstock, cool, or if you have some coloring, watercolor, whatever, markers, pencils, whatever, it makes it look so good. There we go. Okay. The die cutting tonight is officially over. Because I take too long doing a video. So I had a bit of a problem, I realized yesterday. Because I'm doing videos on a nearly pretty much daily basis, I had a moment of, what do I do with this video, the Thursday one? Because this was been the one I've been doing for so long. But how do I bring you value? Because I had a moment of, what do I do? So I'm working on that because I'm realizing this video is almost just like last night's video. So what I'm still maintaining is only the Thursday video has prizes for one person who watches. So Evelyn, you won last week's. Tonight, we so far have 3 names. And this counts for any of the replay warriors in the next week if they want to get in on it. I need another piece of paper because I'm starting to really get going here. So I need a scrap. I want 3.5 inches. And apparently I'm having technical difficulties. Great. So 3.5 inches because we're going to do a little bit of stamping because I'm starting to really go right now. Alright. Because essentially I'm doing the same card I've kind of sort of done the last couple. So then just to get moving, fold that in half. Bone folder. Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I love doing this stuff. So again, I'm thinking landscape orientation. I need to stamp this. Love what you do. I'm going to use the Night of Navy because that's the color inspired from this kit that came with this color. So this is just love what you do with the Stampin' Up name. And what's cool about anyone who makes cards, you don't have to be a demo, but if you want to use Stampin' Up stuff and sell your own creations, get the Stampin' Up name. You can, anyone can sell this card, even if it's blank. But yeah, for like any sort of Stampin' Up use of products. So that's a really cool feature. I highly recommend it if anyone's going to get into selling stuffs. Alright, so then I also need, because now I'm starting to really go, the paper pumpkin stamps for this kit. The one I keep using is Celebrate. So I'm just going to grab that little photopolymer stamp, put that off. This I keep perma on a block. It just makes life easier. Alright, so Celebrate. Actually, I'm not ready. Hole punch. Me, who's obsessed with this hole punch. So fit it in. Flip over. And then reverse the side. And this hole punch, I believe, I already have one tucked away. So if I do, someone, one of these times, is going to win the spare hole punch, because I think I have 2. Maybe. I have yet to confirm, because that's when this is feeling better, because there's a shelf up there that's just full of stuff. I have to get in there, and I'm not ready to get in there yet. Okay, now I can stamp Celebrate, because I just used the hole punch to kind of create the edges looking really cool. I'm going to use the Celebrate name here. There we go. Oh, that's awesome. I know Jenny makes good cards too. There's something warm and fuzzy in a good way about receiving mail from someone. And I think that's something in our society we really moved away from. Yes, internet's great. It's great that we all can connect. Say, for example, tonight's video. Because we all live in different areas. Like Evelyn's in the U.S. Jenny and I are in Milton. Marlene, I'm not sure exactly where you live. But we're all in different areas, which is super, super wonderful. But at the same time, receiving mail is such an important thing. Alright, so then, I got that. So, Scrappy cards. I did these last night. These are just scraps of paper I glued onto a white piece over and over and over. So, we're going to put that on with dimensionals. This is my favorite way to craft. I only have 2 dimensionals left, so I need some more. I do have more here. Let me find them. California fudge. Oh, what? Holy crap. Yeah, alright. Anyway, I have a comment about that, but I'm not going there right now about that. Alright, so I'm just putting a couple of dimensionals on the back of that Scrappy piece. I've used up a package so far, and then just keep it going. I gotta grab 2 more. Now these were given to me by Elaine, and these are awesome. I've been using a lot of these lately. They're super useful. Alright, so then put that off to the side. Oh yeah. Okay. So Evelyn, the good news is you're getting rid of him, so he can run to be president in 2028. Oh my goodness, gotta love politics. I got a lot to say about other type of politics, but not right now. Alrighty. Okay. So I've got this. Okay. First of all, make sure I know my direction. So I like this the way it is, so I'm just gonna glue this on. So this piece is pretty much 3.5 by 4.75 is how I got this piece. So just a neat way of creating a nice white around border. So I got that. And then I need one of my flowers. So then, ideally, I'm gonna put the flowery stuff down. I just want to see where this goes. And then I'm just gonna do that. And that's my card. It's simple, but you know what? It takes a lot of work to do this. So, I need a couple of tools here. I need some glue dots. I need a pokey stick. Because I need to already lay the first glue dot down. So I know where this flower stuff is. And I need a dimensional on the back of that floral piece. Because that's the style I've been doing over and over and over. So that way, would help if I peel the white cap on that too. So there's a glue dot there. I'm going to make sure the edge of my flower is on it. There we go. So then same thing. Another glue dot onto that same little spot so I can put the next flower piece. And then I need a couple of dimensionals for the flower. I might need more, but this is a good start. And I promise, we're almost done this card. So I've got that nice little flower, so then stick that on. Okay. And then do it again. Another glue dot onto where those flowers connect. Peel the white cap. Get another dimensional onto the leaf. And then glue that on. And there we go. So there. So far good. Simple, pretty. Kind of cutesy. Different, but this is what I've been kind of going with. So then take this. Fold over. Dimension the crap out of it. I probably could have done a little more with it, but I could have done a shorter length than 3.5 inches and then taper it on the 2 edges, but I like the 3.5 inch size. So then peel off all the white caps. Yeah, it's going to be dark tonight for the doodles. So then just kind of overlapping a little. There we go. There is our card. Now we need some bling. So let's grab some bling. I'm also going to put some of the supplies away here. I know, kids. I know you need the mummy. So I'm in the mood for this one tonight. So I'm just going to trim 3 because these ones are not great. So then one there. One there. Well, not quite on the edge. And then I'm going to put one up there. Ta-da! there's our card. There, we're finally done. Hour and a half later. And then it took even longer. Because, well, yeah, I got distracted. I did extra additional pieces. But there we go. So that's a great way of using leftover pieces of designer series paper from the Time for Cake kit, chop them up into half-inch strips, glue onto a white card base, because I have 5 more to do of this style, and then take some watercolor paper, do up the 2 leaves and the flower with watercolor pencils in the water painter, take a scrap of white, use a hole punch to do the edges, do the stamp for the celebrate from the stamps, and then grab some miscellaneous bling, and there's our card. Awesomes! So, to fully recap, let's look at what I've done with this kit so far. Okay, let me get a whole bunch of stuff moved around here, because I still take a 9-piece kit and go above and beyond here. And I still have a couple strips left over. Not enough to make another card, but enough that this is going to go into a mixed bag of another card later. So, let's do a little recap here. Give me a moment. Okay, so the original kit, okay, you ready? Is Happy Birthday. Happy Birthday. So these are the original cards. Happy Birthday. And then we've got these really cool accordion ones. I know they're upside down, but I don't care. And then we've got Hooray, It's Time for Cake. We got 3 of these. So these are the original 9 cards, okay? Once I get situated here. Original 9 cards, good to go. And some of these I was able to stretch some of the card bases if I can. So then Inspired, I had extra of these, and I cut balloons from the envelope pieces and then stamped some more to get a Happy Birthday. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I drew that cake. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Again, all mostly from the kit. The only thing I've added, I've lost count. Already I've lost count. Yeah. Alright, I want to know what we're at. Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 cards, and we still have 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So there. That's what's cool about this kit. Loving it. Alright everyone, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. Hope you really liked this extended video doing watercoloring, talking about Scrappy and all that. Have a great night. Bye for now.